Welcome to an additional SymfoS intervention, the planning pathways. After using the basic clearing method, it may be identified that the client could benefit from the other SymfoS methods. This includes resource and competence pathway, islands of emotion, or inner images to identify a goal and a plan. Once a goal and a plan have been identified, the planning pathway intervention can now be used to structure the plan and its timing in greater detail. This method is particularly suitable for helping clients get started and planning towards involvement with programs of training, apprenticeships, applying for jobs, and preparing for job interviews. As with the other SymfoS methods, the planning pathway method follows the standard SymfoS 5-step sequence: presentation of the composition, factual questions, perception, interpretation, and agreement on action. Using the planning pathway can assist clients to look back into the past, determine their current position, or to look forward to establish future life goals and visions. It is best for the client to decide whether they want to work on short, medium, or long-term goals. Many young people can find it difficult to plan definite future goals and work out the steps required to get there. It may also be difficult to work out the schedule and order that the steps should take and to stick to the plan. The planning pathway can help with the process, as through using the cards and the symbols as a structured pathway, it can help the client visualize and comprehend future goals. As well as providing a structured plan, the client can change, add, or remove the position of the cards or the symbols at any point. This provides flexibility and allows the client room for maneuver with their plan. The period of time covered for each planning pathway is a matter of choice for the client. It can be hours, preparing for an interview or presentation, 1 or more days, structuring leisure time, 1 week, 1 month, or even a year. It could be 3 or 5 years. Planning pathways also offers choice. It provides the opportunity for consideration of alternatives. 2 or more scenarios can be visualized at one time. So, the materials used. In the SymfoS box, you'll find the symbols, the array of physical objects. These will be used. There is also the sets of cards. Here we have 12 cards, labelled 1 to 12 to represent either years ahead, months, days, hours. The monthly pathway cards. There are 5 sets of red cards representing weekdays, Monday to Friday. 5 sets of green cards representing the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. This is to enable us to cover all the calendar months. There are 3 blank cards, holidays and bank holidays. Overall, this amounts to 38 cards, 5 sets of 5 cards for the working days, 5 sets of 2 cards for weekends, and 3 holiday cards. There's the day pathway. We start with the white card, waking up, 12 cards representing hours, another white card representing bedtime, sleep and dreaming. The use of the day pathway is suitable for previewing and processing of the day's events. Of course, with a waking day, there are a variety of hours, more than 12 hours. The cards can be arranged, some as AM and some as PM, to represent a whole working day. The phases of the day that require understanding or clarification must therefore be considered in each case. The 1 hour pathway. On the reverse of the cards, you will notice that these are divided up into 12 cards to represent 5-minute blocks. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, etc. for the whole of an hour. The 1 hour pathway is used like the day pathway and should be used in the case of red-hot events, conflicts, solutions, etc. As with other SymfoS methods, if possible, it should be carried out on the floor. The starting point, goal setting. The planning pathway starts with a definition by the client of their objectives. The client considers the objectives, discusses them with the SymfoS practitioner, and chooses a symbol for their overall aim. This should be adequately specific and concrete, especially with regard to the time frame to reach the goal. If the aim is a follow-up from prior counselling, you can use the same symbol to represent the aim already discussed. Choosing symbols. The client places the cards on the floor. The client then chooses symbols to place on the cards that are necessary to describe the situation. This can be the hour, day, the week, the year, etc. Following the composition, the client goes through the SymfoS 5-step approach, as with the other interventions. And that is the planning pathway.